It is 5:30 right now. Take a live look. This is East 9th Street, downtown Cleveland. It always shows the time and temperature. You just saw right there, 31 degrees.
Okay.
Is that
freezing.
accurate?
It's
okay.
It's probably a little bit warm, but
yeah, it's probably adjusting itself as we speak.
It is. I don't know that those can really keep up with this change that we've had.
It feels colder, I'll tell you that. So we are keeping an eye on all of the conditions throughout Northeast Ohio, and we know those temperatures are going to just drop. And it's really the wind chills too as we go throughout the day. So even if that's clocking in at 31 degrees, if you head outside this morning, these ladies will tell you, does not feel like that. Thanks so much for waking up with us. It's a blustery Friday morning. It's December 23rd. We know you have a lot to do. I'm Maureen Kyle with Betsy, Kling, Payton, Domschke. We've been watching this storm evolve overnight, and really throughout the past, we've been on air for an hour. I mean, it really has changed over the past hour.
And it's going to keep on changing.
Yep.
And my favorite part of, kind of keeping an eye on things is, and I'm sure you're hearing this too, people are like, I looked out the window and it's fine.
Yeah. What storm?
Okay. Whew. All right. Well, I'll tell you, it's not. We see the power outages continue to climb. This is going to be the big story today, the power outages, because these numbers are pretty small compared to where they're likely to go as we head through the afternoon. Remember, First Energy crews and electrical crews won't put the bucket trucks up to repair lines if the winds are gusting over 40 miles an hour. We are already gusting over 40, and those winds are not expected to stop gusting over 40 until we get into the latter part of tomorrow and even Sunday. So we have these power outages that we're going to keep watching. Brand new information for you now. Erie County, that does include the city of Sandusky and Vermilion. Erie County, a level 2 travel emergency or snow emergency. That means necessary travel only. So nobody's supposed to be on the roads unless it's absolutely necessary. And again, that is also kind of up the street, if you will, from Richland County that is under a level 1 snow emergency, which just basically means, hey, the roads are pretty nasty out there. We're seeing an uptick in the snow at this hour. We're starting to see things lifting some more. There's a lot of power that's coming into the storm system, which is starting to tighten up. It's starting to really get some strength to it. And that's one reason why the winds are going to come up. The rest of the atmosphere reacts to that pressure change too. And so a heavy band of snow. Look at this, from Ashland down to the Millersburg area. This is coming for you, Wayne County. It's going to continue to lift northward into Lorain, Medina, and Stark counties, and then continue even up into the Cleveland area. We also have some heavier snow that's now coming down Cuyahoga and Summit and Portage counties. This will continue to lift to the northeast as well. Later today, the snow will become more scattered, but we have all that wind, and so any of the snow that has already fallen is going to be blowing and drifting. And look at the roads. We are just socked in yellows and oranges at this point. There are accidents out and about. Want to remind you of the power cables down in Paynesville on 86, and also just in I-90, that stretch between 44 and 528. The speeds have been reduced. That will go until further notice, and it's likely to go all the way into tomorrow. So just very slow going on the roads. Visibilities have been reduced. We've seen visibilities down to a quarter mile, less than a quarter mile now at the Akron-Canton Airport area. So the snow comes down and then the winds pick up. And the winds, again, I can't stress this enough, the winds are really our big story today. Our temperatures are down in the single digits, will be around 0 through the day, but these wind gusts will continue to climb, and we are going to be clocking 50+ mile per hour wind gusts consistently this afternoon and into the evening. And in the evening hours, we could have some of those wind gusts at 60+ possible, but this is going to do nothing but blow and drift that snow. So it doesn't matter how much is coming down, because what we already have is going to be very impactful. Now, to take us through the rest of the day and beyond in the forecast, here's Payton with the latest.
And the wind is going to play a huge role into what it feels to you outside. One of our ODOT members and crew members out there just put out a tweet and said that, yes, the conditions on the roadways are hazardous despite having 1,200 crews across the state. But the road temperatures from Western Ohio to Eastern Ohio are different. Eastern Ohio is now dropped into low to mid 20s when it comes to those road conditions. And He says, Matt Bruning says that salt becomes less effective on those roadways as they become closer to 20 degrees themselves, and temperatures are only going to fall. So yes, the wind will play a huge factor into what it feels like to you. And as Betsy mentioned, our winds are going to consistently gust beyond 40 miles per hour as we head through a greater chunk of today. And then as we head through this afternoon into this evening, above 50 miles per hour, and our sustained winds above 30 miles per hour for hours on end as we even take you into your Saturday. So it just goes to show that some of these gusts, about 55 miles per hour projected here at 4 p.m. around Sandusky. This is just some extra proof. Despite location closer to the lakeshore, farther inland, everyone will experience blustery conditions, and that's going to lead to extreme wind chill feels-like conditions across the area for us, dropping us as we head through the morning. Right now, it still feels like we're right around 0 degrees when it comes to a wind chill for a greater chunk of us across the area. But by the afternoon, through the evening into tomorrow morning, we will feel about 15 to 30 degrees below zero. It will be some serious cold. Don't forget, on wkyc.com, we have a whole list of warming centers. If you do happen to lose power, you don't have good access to heat as we take you through just the weekend too, stay indoors if possible. Keep an eye on kids, keep an eye on pets. We shouldn't have to tell you, but unfortunately we do time and time again. Roads will likely worsen. We are just starting to see people just try to attempt to go outside. Once again, if you can stay inside, please do so. Power outages will continue to increase and temperatures will continue to fall. Not only our air temperature, the feels-like condition thanks to the winds. Power outages are going to be extremely serious as we head and kind of thicken things up through the afternoon because this storm system isn't done yet. The intensification, in fact, of all of those winds will take place through the afternoon, through the evening. So these power outages will amount and stack up as we take you through Friday, and those will linger through your Saturday because, as Betsy mentioned, those crews can't get up if those wind gusts are above 40 miles per hour. So the winter timeline takes us through your Saturday. The bitter chill will really settle in for tomorrow as we take you through today and then really through the weekend. There's some bone-chilling holiday weekend readings for us. Maureen, I'll have the details on the rest of that Christmas weekend because, after all, it is Christmas. We are forgetting about that, I feel like, sometimes, but a lot of travel plans happening. If you can stay inside today, please do so.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people running those last-minute errands. Hopefully they did it yesterday. Payton, thank you so much. It is now 5:37. We're going live outside now to Garfield Heights, which is where we find our own Austin Love this morning. He's been out in the conditions safely. And Austin, we do want to get a live look at what you're seeing out there for as long as you can stand being outside.
More, you know, this morning we're just laughing before we cry. Absolutely miserable outside. If you do not have to go outside, surely count your blessings and stay indoors. Right now in Garfield Heights, you know, typically we're seeing the snow come straight down. It is coming at a complete horizontal angle right now because of those wind gusts. About 40-mile-an-hour winds here. And I was just talking to Payton a little ago. She said that that's not even just the worst. What they're going to be seeing right now is that there's going to be continue to get higher wind gusts all throughout the day here, and we've got the trifecta here. We got the cold, we have the snow, and then we also have that wind, which, as we're talking about, is the big story this morning, and it's making it so much harder for ODOT to be able to keep up with this. They have 300 crews on the ground right here in Northeast Ohio, equipped to 260,000 tons of snow. As we're taking a look live look right now at 480, but what they're it doesn't matter how many crews that they have out right now, because no matter when they start to plow that street, plow those roads, plow those highways, as we're seeing, all of that snow is going to come and just rush over that like they weren't even there just seconds or minutes later. It's going to make for a slick commute. It's going to make for a blustery commute as you're driving. It's not just so much the ice that we're experiencing and the snow, but we're also going to be experiencing your car being brushed around because of these high winds. So again, if you can stay inside, count your blessings, do so. If you have to come outside for any reason, maybe commuting to work, make sure that you are also being safe out there. But hey, we're going to be checking in here on our beer. We got the top frozen a little bit. Definitely. Oh, we're a little frozen here. I see some liquid still in there, Mo. But yeah, it's just the foam froze instantly out here. About 19, 20 degrees we're experiencing. Cold enough to freeze a beer in a half hour, so cheers to that.
All right, make sure you leave that outside. Don't take that in the car with you and be driving in these treacherous conditions, get pulled
Cheers.
over.
Cheers.
Have a full cup of beer here. So, but it does.
Hey, I'm ready to go right after the show, Mo. Happy hour starts after the show.
It's the holidays. Why not? All right, just be careful out there, Austin. And of course, we want you to get in the live truck, stay warm. And as the storm starts to hit us here in Northeast Ohio, Central Ohio saw the transition a little earlier than we did this morning. We are going to go live to our sister station in Columbus in just a few minutes. We're going to check in on how they're doing too. So we are going to have continuing coverage of this winter storm throughout the morning, live on air. You can also get constant updates on wkyc.com and on the 3 News app. We'll be right back.